Welcome to Living Life Unbinged. I'm your host, Christy McCammon, and I'm here to help you conquer sugar cravings, break free from food obsession, and step into the surrendered and abundant life God has planned for you. Let's dive in. Today, I want to talk about a verse that many of us have heard lots of times before, but maybe we haven't really stopped to think about what it means. It comes from Nehemiah 8:10, and it says, "The joy of the Lord is your strength." Now, when most people hear that verse, they think it means something like this: if I'm joyful enough, I'll be strong. But that's not at all what it's saying. It's not saying that our joy produces strength. It's saying that the Lord's joy is what strengthens us. And there's a big difference between those two things. So many of us are trying to live the Christian life running on empty, trying harder, push ourselves more, tell ourselves we just need more discipline, especially when it comes to things like our eating habits, our health, or the struggles that we carry every single day. It's so easy to think that the answer is more willpower, but willpower has its limits. Eventually, that discipline alone becomes exhausting and impossible. And when we're tired, when we're stressed, when our hearts feel empty, we start looking for something to comfort us. And very often, that comfort becomes food. Again, not because we're weak people, but because we're hungry for something deeper. We're hungry for joy. You see, God didn't design our hearts to run on discipline alone. He designed us to run on delight in Him. When our hearts are disconnected from that joy, we start to fill the space with other things: food, sugar, busyness, scrolling, anything that gives us a moment of relief. But that kind of relief never lasts because nothing can satisfy a heart that was designed for Christ. But something beautiful happens when our joy is rooted in Him, when we spend time in His presence, when we remember His grace, when we meditate on His goodness, when we remember that we're loved, forgiven, redeemed, and treasured. Suddenly our hearts begin to fill. And when your heart is full of the joy of the Lord, food begins to lose some of its power. All those other things also lose their power, because food or temporary comfort was never meant to carry that kind of weight. Only Christ can do that. And when that joy becomes our strength, obedience starts to feel different and easier. We start obeying because our hearts are satisfied in Him. And that's the kind of strength that lasts. That's the kind of strength that helps you to say no to sugar or no to scrolling. That's the kind of strength that helps you walk away from old habits. And that's the kind of strength that gives you peace in moments where you used to turn to those other temporal things. Because the joy of the Lord fills the place where those cravings used to live. And here's something I've noticed in my own journey. The more time I spend in God's presence, the less I feel like I need food or sugar to comfort me. The more I delight in Him, the less powerful those old cravings feel. Because joy in Christ is deeper, it's steadier, and it's far more satisfying. Now, that doesn't mean that discipline disappears. The structure still matters. The boundaries still matter. But discipline works best when it's supported by joy. Joy is the fuel. Joy is the strength. And joy reminds us that we're not trying to change our lives all alone. God is with us. I'm going to say that again. God is with us. He's strengthening us. He's walking with us. And when we live from that place, everything shifts. So today I want to leave you with a question to think about, not just intellectually, but prayerfully. Take a moment and ask yourself this question. Are you trying to fight food with discipline when what your heart really needs is the joy of the Lord? Thanks for joining me today. If you are ready to break free from food obsession and sugar cravings and start living your life unbinged, join me at lifeunbinged.com. If this episode spoke to your heart, I'd love it if you'd subscribe, leave a review, or share it with a friend. Until next week, go in grace and walk in freedom.